rough science, where a team of scientists have been stripped of their computers, separated from high-tech comforts and deposited on a deserted island. They don't know exactly where they are yet, and they've never worked together before. But for the next 3 days, this remote island wilderness will be the setting for a gruelling test of their lateral thinking and science know-how. Mike Bullivant is our chemistry wizard. Vanessa Griffiths, our intrepid marine biologist. Jonathan Hare is our physics guru. Mike Leahy, our scientist action man. And Anna Lewington is our roving plant expert. After trekking across the island, our team arrive at an abandoned prison complex, destined to become an improvised science lab and brainstorming headquarters. Provided at the prison some simple tools and low-tech materials, but that's it. It's back to basics, and from now on, it's over to them. Their first challenge is to pinpoint accurately our longitude and latitude using little more than a piece of string. During their stay on the island, they're going to have to defend themselves against the local nasties. So, can they come up with an effective insect repellent? And what about a cure for homesickness? Well, with a few smuggled ingredients, our island exiles will attempt to re-establish contact with the outside world by devising one of the world's lowest tech electromagnetic frequency interceptors. Yes, a castaway island radio. Now that should keep them busy for the next 3 days. After exploring the abandoned prison complex, the team gather together to pool ideas.
You actually want the latitude and longitude.
Latitude and longitude. Pinpointed exactly so that we can then check on the map.
Oh, how do we do that?
In theory, it's straightforward enough, isn't it?
Yeah, Mike?
I can do it.
Come on then.
Well, we've got the sun.
We've got the sun and stars.
Stars.
Mike Leahy advocates stargazing for latitude. Little does he know that finding our longitude will become a nightmare.
There are quite a lot of flying, biting, buzzing horrors around here.
So can Anna come up with some useful plants for an insect repellent?
So if we could find something like rosemary or some sage, some mint, all these things would be really useful, and get the oil out of that.
But extracting these oils might be easier said than done. As for the radio, Jonathan's surprisingly confident.
You build a radio?
We could build a radio. It's a brilliant location here. We're nice and high, so the signals will be quite strong.
Can you build a telly?
How much are you going to charge us to use your radio?
Yeah, exactly.
By the hour.
The broadcasting company's already started.
One alchemist den coming up. So exactly where in the world are we? Mike and Jonathan are starting on our latitude, the distance north or south of the equator.
I guess one way we can work out the latitude is that we can look at some of the stars. So as the Earth spins, the stars appear to move. Mm-hmm. And the pole star is the one which is on a line, if you like, on the axis. So it hardly looks like it moves at all as the Earth rotates. That by measuring the angle from the horizon to the pole star, that's actually equivalent to the latitude on the Earth.
See, that was wow, I'm going to envy you your trousers. I can see why botanists wear long trousers now. Time for a little exploration with Anna as my guide. Our team botanist, she's an expert on plants and the different ways people use them. It's like the rainforest.
It is a bit.
Gosh, I feel like a kind of proper explorer now. Well, it really is a beautiful, beautiful island,
Isn't it wonderful?
But, Anna, we do have a mission, don't we?
That's
we have
true.
to find something for insect repellent.
Yeah.
Now, what is it about these particular herbs that you've mentioned, rosemary, lavender, the mint, what is it that makes them good for insect repellent?
Well, perhaps, they're strongly aromatic, and rosemary in particular is one of the most valued by herbalists. Various parts of the world, people do different things. I know in some places it's planted under fruit trees to help deter insects. And,
really? Back at base, Mike Leahy's conjuring up a quadrant.
Ground's so damn hard here.
It's a device for measuring our angle to the stars, and if it works, it'll reveal our latitude. A car mechanic turned PhD biologist, he's definitely our can-do scientist. And then there are those pesky insects. To drive them away, we need Anna's concentrated plant oil. We also need a plain carrier oil like olive oil to dilute it and apply it safely to our skin. So, Vanessa and Mike are on an olive hunt.
It's a bit treacherous getting down here, Mike.
It's a bit ironic, isn't it? All this trouble to find something that's an insect repellent.
Yeah, and we get bitten by a snake on the way.
Mike's day job, chemistry at the Open University. Vanessa's teaching marine biology at a field study centre in Wales. Neither of them would exactly call themselves olive experts.
This is an olive tree, I'm sure.
You reckon?
Yeah, you see the berries. Look, berries. The olives.
Where? They can't be olives. I thought they were going to be like big, black, juicy.
These are the things. It's gold digging
Oh,
time.
but they're really hard and bitter.
Yeah, but
Oh,
I wonder how many you need.
quite a lot, I would think. They're very hard, aren't they?
We've got to find a vine on this island with grapes on it. Then we can make wine.
You can make wine
Yeah,
instead of olive oil.
stuff the olives.
Oh, it's such a lovely smell.
Meanwhile, we found our rosemary.
So we need quite a good
Well, we
bundle
do
of it.
really. You need a massive amount, actually. I think you need something like 100 kilos to make just a litre of oil. So
Wow. What I don't understand is how you get oil from this. What process do we have to use?
Yeah, well, there are various methods. The best one for us, I think, is going to be steam distillation, which, in principle, or simply as we can, is passing hot steam, anyway, under pressure, through as much of this plant material as we can.
And that'll draw the oil out?
yes, it will.
Back at the prison, Mike continues to hammer away at latitude.
Whilst the principles we're working on might look really simple, in their day they took hundreds of years to sort out. They were very complicated. So for the North Star, which should be somewhere over there, judging by where the sun is now, simply look through these two washers until you sighted it. This is a multi-purpose navigational device, without comparison.
What is that? Is that what I think it is?
For our homemade radio, I decided to help Jonathan just a little.
Don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody.
A cheap and cheerful earpiece and a mineral called galena can be useful things for a do-it-yourself radio nut. The recipe for our radio also includes the handle of an old rake, a tangle of wire, and a saucepan. Jonathan is our unflappable inventor and improviser. Back home, he runs a creative science centre in Sussex.
Right, this is the nearest thing we've got to an aerial for the crystal radio set. And it has to be amazingly long because it actually gets its energy from the radio waves to run it rather than using a battery.
To give us the best chance of picking up a signal, we'll need a big aerial. A bird's nest of prison surplus barbed wire will be put to the test.
Close, I've snagged it on my trousers. See, even if it touches, it'll interfere with the signal. So the next high point will probably be over there. I'm scared of heights.
For improvising a radio, knowledge of electronics can be very useful, but physical dexterity is essential.
You just stay there for a couple of hours.
Yeah, that's fine, Jonathan.
Okay.
It's mid-afternoon on our first day, and upstairs in the alchemist's den, the steam generator to extract our rosemary oil is beginning to take shape.
Well, I'm trying to get the leaves into this pot because that's where most of the oil is contained. This wonderful aromatic oil that's antiseptic and antibacterial.
Get this boiling. Okay, everybody back?
Yeah, we're back.
So why are we cutting up a saucepan? Jonathan assures me it's so we can tune our radio.
Soaring. World's worst soaring. Yeah! Yeah! Right.
Anyway, no, you know, it used to be used in medieval times.
What is strewing herb? You said, what's
Strewing herb,
that?
yeah, they used to sort of strew it on floors in churches and public
Like
places.
a carpet.
Well, life was so malodorous and unpleasant.
Stinking.
Yeah. So,
We'll just stand back. No, my knee.
The steam generator seems to have a design flaw.
Don't despair. Don't despair.
Oh dear. Well, that's the end of that then.
As the sun sets on day one, Mike and Jonathan go stargazing with their multi-purpose navigational device.
I keep thinking I see stars and they just disappear almost immediately.
Yeah, I think
The sun's just set there.
the pole star's a wonderful reference point to use because it doesn't appear to move as the Earth rotates. And so it's always in the same position in the sky.
There's some stars coming through there, John. Very, very faint, but definitely there.
And in fact, if you measure the angle between the northern horizon and the pole star, it gives you your latitude straight away.
There we go. That's it.
Okay, hold on, I've got to get the pendulum. Okay, we got it?
Yep.
Okay, I've got it. If we mark that off with a pencil, I've got it fixed then now. Oh, well, you don't need to. It's slap bang on 45.
43 degrees. The fact that we can see the North Star.
We really need to make more observations, right?
We do. We'll use the
Make
sun
sure that it's-
tomorrow.
Okay, how are we all feeling this morning? Pretty good?
Fine.
Pretty
Good, good. Well, Mike here has a bit of an announcement to make to us all. Over to you, Mike.
You're not getting married, are you?
I think that I know our latitude, and I'm
Wow.
confident that it's pretty accurate.
Fantastic. How did you do that?
By using this thing and the pole star last night, myself and Jonathan just stayed here until the pole star was just visible and lined it up using our little gun sights. And this here is just a simple protractor.
Yeah.
We didn't need any measure to make it. We just made it by folding a piece of paper repeatedly, so we could work out 90 degrees, 45 degrees, and subdivisions. And anyway, the North Star, when we aimed at it, the plumb line was here, where we've marked it with a pencil. So we're fairly confident our latitude's 43 degrees north.
Wow, how impressive.
So we know we're in the
Yeah.
So what we need to crack on with now is our longitude.
Yeah, that's not
So-
such a simple problem.
How far are we away from that, do we think?
If we work out when noon is here, and in some way we can find out what GMT is, and you find the difference, then that
How are we
tells
going to
you.
find out GMT?
Well,
on the radio.
Yeah, have a listen on the radio. See if we can hear some.
Yes, of course.
So it's time difference that's the key to longitude. But the bad news for the team is that watches have been banned and the minutes are ticking away.
Right.
Let's go
Good.
cook.
Let's crack on.
Cook. Ready? Here's the test.
Back in the lab, a new and hopefully improved steam generator is under construction. Science without setbacks just ain't science.
Well, there are lots of advantages to working with plants.
My own challenge to get to grips with longitude.
Okay, so here is our world. North
Right.
Pole,
Yep.
South Pole.
Yep.
And you have just brilliantly discovered our latitude, which is that line there.
Okay, well, somewhere on that line.
Somewhere on that line.
Yeah.
Now, longitude is the north to south line, isn't it?
There's a Greenwich meridian,
Right.
okay, which goes from north to south.
And that's 0 degrees.
That's defined as naught.
So let's say, for example, we're here. That's us.
Right.
So we have to work out the difference in time between Greenwich
On this line, yep.
on
From
that
here.
line and that time
Our
and
local
our
time.
time here.
Yep.
It's so complicated. It's so complicated.
So everything's riding on the radio. If it works, Jonathan's convinced it can get us a time signal.
Jonathan? Yeah. I think we've been pretty lucky with that barbed wire. Because if you situate the radio over in that corner, we can plug directly in without tapping. Because we've got the aerial wire running down and we should be able to knock in an earth.
And how much you got there?
It'll reach the floor.
Okay, great. Let's test it first. If we hear any signal, we can muck around with insulators and see if we can get a better signal. You know, whether we're losing any signals. What the area supplies is perhaps hundreds of stations all at once. We need something to filter out most of them and just let one through. And these two devices act as a filter, and you can actually tune them. So you can tune through the radio spectrum. And then this tiny feeble signal then goes into this beautiful crystal. And this is called a detector, and it strips off from the radio wave the audio or the music or the presenter or whatever the program is. And that tiny little voltage then comes down here into the headphone, and the headphone converts it into sound, which you can hear in your ear. And that's how it works.
Mike's task, to pinpoint local noon with an improvised sundial. When they get the kettle boiling, the steam should pass along the tube, up through the rosemary leaves and condense in the glass tube. Fingers crossed.
What about some of the material? Any of this muslin? Smell the rosemary. I can smell the rosemary, it's lovely. Ow, be careful now.
How many safety devices do we bring?
You can never have too many, can you, really? Yes, with something as medieval as this. I mean,
Mike, this is no time to be constructing football pitches.
If it was a football pitch, it'd be one for the little green people.
Yeah, it
It's a
certainly
little
would.
bit small, isn't it?
So what are you doing then?
This is an accurate way of measuring local noon.
Okay.
What we've done, using the North Star,
Yeah.
we've made as accurate a north-south line as we possibly can.
When the shadow of the stick hits the line, it's noon.
But then we need the radio ready to get the GMT and then...
And a timepiece.
A timepiece. The twist is that the sundial won't be enough to measure the time difference between our noon and GMT noon, if we even get that far. We need to improvise a clock, and Mike's planning a pendulum.
So I think you ought to start swinging, then you go
Maybe.
sort out your pendulum. And I'll tell Jonathan to get on with the radio. Yep. Moment of excitement, Jonathan, the moment we've been hanging on for all morning.
Can't do anything until the aerial now.
The amazing saucepan radio with its improvised aerial is about to be put to the test.
There you go.
Okay, brilliant.
So I might be able to hear something now.
You try it out.
There's not a thing
Okay.
happening, just
so
not a thing.
Now, did you hear a crackle or anything when I move this around?
Yeah, a little bit of like static noise.
Okay. And is anything now?
No.
It's gone. Okay. So we've got to play around with the tuning and the contact on here to get it so it's just right. It's a bit pernickety. See, maybe that the radio waves are going through, but it's not actually working.
Static. Well, that's something, I suppose, but no sign of a time signal, and noon is fast approaching. Meanwhile, our alchemist's den is now looking more like the lab of a backstreet drug cartel, and it's getting hot and a little dangerous in there. So what is going on?
what you do is you pass steam over the leaves, and steam is at 100 degrees Celsius, and that's a low enough temperature to extract the ingredient from the leaves without destroying it.
All my fashion principles out the window just for this oil. It better be worth it.
And what you see coming over and condensing at the other end of the distillation setup is a mixture of droplets of water and droplets of the active ingredient.
Wow. Oh, wonderful. Rosemary oil. It's quite distinct. I feel soothed and relaxed already.
Don't relax too much, we've still got steam on the boil.
Quick time check.
Jonathan! Oh my word, Mike! Jonathan, Mike, and the shadow's really close to the string, so how are we all doing?
I think it's there. It's
Just
just
20
ready.
tiles are going to be 4 metres.
Measuring time with a pendulum can involve some tricky maths, but a simple rule of thumb is that a 4-metre pendulum will give you a back and forth swing of 4 seconds.
Right, just pull it. Can you hold the ball so I can pull it?
I've got the ball, I've got the ball.
Okay.
Are you just so cool you never run anywhere? We're in a hurry. There's nobody under there, is there? Is that where you want it?
If we're down to the right height, I'll leave you.
Come on, Mike! Go on! You've been a marvellous burglar.
If only I was a gorilla.
Right, secure this off. Oh, it's swinging beautifully. It's right on! It's right on! Okay, well, everybody! It's noon! let's see.
High noon. We now know the time where we are, and it's Mike's cue to start swinging his pendulum.
Jonathan, is it working?
If Jonathan's radio gets us a time reference that links us to Greenwich Mean Time, the number of swings of the pendulum will allow us to calculate the difference in time between our noon and GMT.
If Jonathan doesn't get the radio going by dark, he's doing it by candlelight, because I'm not staying here all night.
And they tell me every 4 minutes difference equals 1 degree of longitude. The problem is, we're still waiting for Jonathan.
But Jonathan completely failed to get the radio working in time, so we haven't got GMT yet.
Jonathan.
Yeah. Jonathan.
Jonathan fiddled and fiddled.
Oh.
Mike counted and counted. They fiddled and counted. Counted and fiddled. Well, Mike finally gave up waiting for Jonathan's radio to work and called it a day. Tomorrow, day 3, will be their last chance to get it right.
I think it really needs. Oh, even the others. I brought the pouring container so they can have a look.
That's a nice smelling seaweed.
This is pretty impressive looking, isn't it? It's a moonshine.
This is oil of rosemary floating on the top there. Can you see? It's a very thin
layer.
layer.
Smell it,
Smell it.
If we put it in the window.
Oh yeah, look, you can really see it.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Christ, it's got a kick to it, hasn't it? You can definitely smell it. You can really see the vivid green now, Jonathan.
Am I allowed to give you a kiss yet, Mike? What? I'm so delighted.
See the effect of rosemary on?
Oh, Jonathan, you smell.
It's not me.
The boys have just one more chance to get the radio working and crack longitude, and high winds aren't going to stop them. They want a bigger, longer aerial. They'll do anything to improve reception.
My fingers. Oh. Okay, yeah, we're there. We're there. Can you reach?
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, I'm there.
Have you any idea, Alan?
Based on sound scientific principles, the electrolytic properties of urine applied to the ground around the radio's earth are rumoured to improve reception. The final step for our insect repellent, preparing the olive oil base to dilute our hard-won rosemary extract.
I'm squishing a few, I think, Mike. Hard. They hurt.
Mark II version, ready for that?
I think we could, I think we should try something else, really.
Watch this. See? Finger holes.
That's as bad as the feet idea. Oh, what a mess. Oh, you can see the oil though, can't you?
Not very good. Mark III.
I think we'll have to try again.
Mark III.
Time is running out for our radio.
Things, I'm just picking things up and I can't quite hear them. There's 2 stations.
Well, it's quite hard for England now.
The longer aerials helped, they've modified the pan and they've got a signal at last, but still no time reference, at least not one they can actually understand.
France or Switzerland. I don't know, I wish I could speak more languages. Radio Mongolia.
Well, it's really oily. It's just getting it to go through into the bowl.
At last. Olive oil.
Okay, we've got an Italian station. It's really strong. It's not fading. 12:24. 12:24, we got a time. Hey Mike, we got a time!
It's now or never for longitude, and local noon's just a few hundred swings away. How you doing, guys?
Done it?
Well, this is clear enough. But we have a little present for you, Anna.
Oh, my word, I'm very impressed.
I hope that can be of some use to you.
A little more cloudy than I expected. I believe you. I mean,
So what do we do, Anna?
well, we've got to put some of that into here because we
Okay.
can't use it neat. And I guess maybe 15 or 20 drops, something like
All
that.
right, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh, 15.
That's
there we
great.
go.
Well done.
Can I give you
Excellent. We'll
that?
give it a shake.
It smells lovely.
So, you shall apply?
Yes, do. Look at that! You haven't made an insect repellent
Yes,
at all.
no,
It's a
it is.
false tan.
Oh, it smells great though. That's how it smells. It's nice and strong.
It is. It's lovely.
No
Well,
flies on you.
I was going to say, I have to say, congratulations, you have made an insect repellent, which clearly works because I'm standing here and there's not an insect to be seen.
Right, so 3,364 seconds. How many minutes is that?
The final piece of the longitude jigsaw, the maths.
Divided by 60 would be... You can see I usually have a calculator. 60s into 364 is going to be 6.
End of the day and the moment of truth. Where on earth are we?
Here we are. Take a bit of tangled string. Heavens.
This could take some time.
This
couldn't
could take... Oh, there we are, look.
Initiative
And
test.
stretch it. What was the number latitude that you came out at? Can you remember that far back?
Latitude, that was 43 degrees.
43 degrees.
43,
Let's stretch
almost
this
dead on 43.
right across. Can you give a hand there, round that way?
43 north, wasn't it?
So, okay,
Not really
any guesses? Any guesses from here? 43 degrees. Where would we like to be? Barcelona. Barcelona? We could be in Barcelona. No, but there's nobody here.
Mongolia.
Mongolia.
And what about longitude? Can Mike add up without a calculator?
What do you reckon it is?
How many decimal places do you want? No more than 2.
All right, 2.
No, it's between 10 and 10.5 degrees east.
Lay it out. Lay it out. Chuck that into Vanessa.
Between 10 and 10 and a half.
Your coordinate has taken us on mainland Italy, right on the coast, south of a town called Livorno. I can now reveal where we are.
Oh no.
We're definitely not on the mainland. We're definitely on an island.
We know we're not on the mainland, but I think we can all justifiably be amazed. We are. There's my little hole where the things cross.
Yeah.
We are on Capraia, on that island just there.
That tiny little island.
That tiny little island. So you are out by, I think, a cat's whisker. Stand well back. This is for jobs well done. And frankly, if you're going to be a castaway, you might as well do it in style. That's what I always think. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Woo!
Next time, Vanessa dives for a mystery ingredient for a homemade camera. And Mike and Anna head to the hills in search of plants to die for. For a free booklet explaining the science behind some of the challenges and listings of other Open University programmes, call us on 0870 900 7788. And to try some of the challenges for yourself, visit our website at www.open2.net/science.